What up? What up? It's your boy Big Vern coming to you live from the App Stupid Studios. Make sure you app like you got some sense and smash the like and subscribe button. Wanted to talk to you about Florida State, the thirst, and how the thirst was quenched yesterday in the Orange Bowl. Florida State had made a spectacle of itself once they got snubbed by the College Football Committee to be eliminated from the college football playoffs for the national championship. A lot of college football fans around the country, they got behind Florida State and they made the case, hey, look, they were undefeated. They need to play for the national championship. Florida State ruined everybody's goodwill leading up to this game with a lot of over-the-top, useless, and uncalled for antics. Trying to force your way publicly out of a conference, the ACC, that is Power 5, made no sense. I think one of the things that bothered me the most about Florida State is the pomp and circumstance and I think the entitlement, like they belong. It became just a folly of stupidity. Friday's presser I think that was the boiling point. And you can visibly see the irritation on Georgia, the staff. Like, yeah, we're going to show these guys what's up. They're going to get their comeuppance. They're going to get it tomorrow. We're going to make sure they feel it. And they had to. But we'll get into tomorrow. We'll get into what happened Saturday at the Orange Bowl when we come back from a quick 20-second break from an unofficial sponsor. Yes, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Download the app or go online and order. Visit your good folks at your local KFC. Try the $20 fill-up box, the $9 big box. You can try many more delicious items at KFC, 11 herbs and spices. Okay, so let's go ahead and set the stage. So you had SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey. He isn't interested in acquiring Florida State. The SEC already has 16 teams. There's nowhere for them to be on that schedule. They didn't even make a play for them back in 2021 when they went after Texas and they went after Oklahoma, because Texas is such a big state. Once the SEC got Texas A&M, they wanted to kind of put a chokehold on the state and go after the state program, which is Texas. Hey, look, to the victor goes the spoils. They didn't want Tallahassee. They already have Gainesville. They have no interest in Miami at all. And so what you had publicly, Florida State saying that they wanted out of the ACC, they wasn't doing the right things privately. Nobody can show you paperwork that Florida State filed to get away from the ACC and go independent. Nobody nowhere can produce those documents. They're not going to give them to you if they had to. So this was all about humble pie, because they wanted to go, if they couldn't get in the SEC, they wanted to go to the Big Ten. And then they got the harsh reality that the Big Ten was not interested in Florida State either. They have California and the West Coast, which is the second biggest market in this country, taking teams like USC, UCLA, and Oregon. They had no aspirations of taking Florida State. That being said, we got what we got Saturday night at the Orange Bowl. 63-3. Georgia won that game every way you can win that game. Total yardage, 673 yards. Florida State, 209. I know some high school teams that put up 209 yards. Passing yards, 301 to Florida State's 146. Rushing yards, 372 in Georgia's favor. FSU, 63. This was a beatdown in every sense of the word. Georgia did not let up 42 points in the first half. 42-3. This was just annihilation on every level. Every time Georgia touched the ball, the average was 8.9 yards per play. That's almost a first down every time they touched the ball. Florida State, 3.9. They were struggling for short yardage. They were lucky to make it back to the line of scrimmage. Again, this got out of hand in the second half because in the first half, Georgia was 7-0. Okay, I'll hear that. I heard that argument. The second half, Georgia exploded and took it to Florida State. It didn't stop there. 36 first downs. I've never seen that stat ever. I've never seen 36 first downs anywhere. Not Pop Warner, not high school. Definitely, it's the first time in college. I haven't even seen that in the pros. 30 first downs. Again, complete annihilation. And if you didn't think Kirby Smart was a little ticked at Friday's presser, this was your validation. You don't do a team like this unless you got something to prove. And they had something to prove. We're the two-time national defending champions for a reason. You just got here, Slick. Put your hand down, sit down, know your place. They made that obvious. 36 first downs. Third down, 5 of 9. Third down for Florida State, 2 of 12. And that stat should blur out anything because when you've got a defense that can't get off the field, those guys are going to get tired fast and they're going to get gashed. And then when you get tired in football, when you can't get a defense a rest, guys start missing tackles. Guys start getting really irritated. It starts to get really chippy. And they're getting chippy at each other because, hey, look, we're trying to hold these guys to a punt to at least get some rest, get some water, take a deep breath, kind of settle in, let the nerves adjust. But when you go 2 for 12 on third down, none of that is happening. The kids were gassed beyond belief. Fourth down conversions, both of them, 1 of 2 went for it on fourth down. They made those. 6 punts for FSU. 6 punts. 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. You can't move the ball on the ground. You can't move the ball through the air. This is starting to become just painful to watch. And I like the humble pie. I like the humble pie that was served because I think too much in the sports culture now, guys are immediate gratification. People want to go ahead and grandstand and talk trash. You don't have to talk trash. All you have to do is just show up. Let your game speak for itself. Who we are, our pedigree, our coaches, the scheme. We got the defense out there. We've got the guy we believe that's going to carry us to the national championship race. We don't have to talk trash. We compete at a high level. After it's over, you shake hands, you walk away. But just the way that Florida State went about it, it just made you like, yeah, you guys got it coming. You guys got it coming. You got it coming so bad. And when they got their comeuppance, it was a different kind of feel at the presser, the post presser. And we'll get into that after another quick 20-second break from another unofficial sponsor. Burger King, have it your way. Stop in at your local Burger King, download the app, order online. Burger King, home of the Whopper. Try the Whopper or any other signature sandwich that they have at Burger King. I'm sure you'll like it. It's Burger King. Have it your way. All right. So the post presser, that was when everybody had to come and have that come to Jesus moment. Come with your hat in hand, your tail tucked, and your head bowed. And Mike Norvell, defiantly, he's still in there. He says he's fully confident in what he saw this year, 13 games at FSU, is that was a championship caliber team. And he's seen it all 12 years of this game. Now, I will say there is some truth to that because Florida State always found ways to win. Backs against the wall at Boston College, backs against the wall at Louisville. They came out and they played the game that they wanted to win. And they got to the top. You cannot take that away from them. But this wasn't the time for that. This wasn't the time for that. I thought it was big of him when he said he takes full ownership of what happened out there tonight. But he's proud of his guys. And that's what a coach is supposed to say. I am not a big proponent of post press conference after you lose or after you win. I mean, everything's riding high. I know people want that immediate reaction and people want sound bites. But I can tell you from a coaching standpoint, once you lose, it's one of the hardest things, especially in a blowout. Because you got to sit there in a blowout and stay positive for the kids. And then you have to put that face on. And if anybody has never been in that position, it's the most humbling position out there. Because you sitting there trying to figure out what went wrong. We had the perfect game plan. Me and my coaches, we had everything mapped out, and it still went wrong. That's a hard feeling. That's a hard feeling. And if you don't know that feeling, you need to sign up, play any kind of Little League, Pop Warner, AAU, especially AAU basketball. Go take some of those whoopings. AAU football, take some of those whoopings. And it'll really humble you really fast. You won't talk trash to anybody at all whatsoever. But again, back to Mike Norvell, he's proud of the group of guys that competed tonight. And he said they'll be back. They'll get better. Some things that they missed technique-wise and things. And just like I stated earlier, when you can't get defensive guys off the field and those guys start huffing and puffing and they start to get the conditioning starts to work against them, that's a hard thing. Guys start to miss tackles. There's a lot of jaw jacking between guys. Muscles start to hurt. You just like, oh man, now I'm cramping up because they got to rush me water in between TV timeouts. So hats off to Georgia for proving who they are, their pedigree. I think they've got the #1 recruiting class next year. Jesus. Yeah, Alabama's got the second one. We covered that on the show. Bama's gonna Bama. Georgia's gonna Georgia. But this is Big Vern at the App Stupid Podcast Studios. App like you got some sense. We'll be back. Story about Jim Harbaugh, another unfortunate story out of Michigan State. Player was shot over the Christmas holiday. But we'll be back with more. It's your boy Big Vern. As always, share, like, and subscribe these videos, and I'm out.